Alright, so like the movie Glass, I originally wasn't planning on seeing this movie. I have seen the other How to Train Your Dragon movies, but I wasn't always the biggest fan of them. I mean, they're not bad. Like, I'd seen each of them only once and I was like, one and done, they're fine, moving on. But that's the fact, I had seen both of them, so might as well see how it ends. That's what I figured. So I watched the first two again a few nights ago to catch up, and my goodness, I was not expecting to actually be into them as much as I was. Like, I watched them and I was surprisingly tearing up quite a few times, especially during that second one. That was some stuff. Which begs the question, have the movies changed or have I? So now let's talk about chapter 3. How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World. So yeah, How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World is the final chapter of the How to Train Your Dragon trilogy from DreamWorks Animation. The first one came out in 2010, the second one in 2014. Pretty solid gaps between the movies there. So in this final chapter, the Viking village of Berk has become a dragon Viking utopia. Everyone's living peacefully with their pet dragons. Hiccup and Toothless are our main characters. They're a well-oiled machine of kicking butt, and one day they discover that Toothless is not the last of his kind. He's not the only Night Fury. There's a female out there, a Light Fury, and also there's a big baddie out there who wants to go back to the old ways where Vikings were killing dragons. So he has made it his life goal to kill the last Night Fury, Toothless. So Hiccup, now the chief of Berk, decides that they gotta move camp, disappear off the map. Maybe there's a hidden world out there, because my old daddy Gerard Butler told me about it when I was a kid, so maybe it's real, so let's go there. And now we have our concluding chapter to the How to Train Your Dragon trilogy. And did I like it as much as the first two? No. I gotta be honest, I just didn't. I mean, I still love the main characters. Hiccup, his name is Hiccup. I'm sorry, this is what separates DreamWorks from Disney in my head. I can't take a main serious character seriously with his name being Hiccup. These DreamWorks movies always seem to be more aimed towards just kids rather than kids and adults. And it shows when the characters' names are like Fish Legs and Snot Loud and Hiccup. How am I supposed to take any of that seriously? That being said, kids dig it. There are like, what, 3 different TV shows in this franchise? But that being said, Hiccup and Toothless, they are great characters. They really are. Their bond has grown strong over the years. You want to root for them. Jay Baruchel does a really good job in his voice acting. The one character I really can take seriously is Astrid, voiced by America Ferrera, because she's the one who always means business. She's Hiccup's rock, when Hiccup is feeling unsure about himself, Astrid is always there for him. Their bond is really good too. It's not as prominent in this movie as it was in the previous ones, but there is a story arc involving it, and it does go somewhere, but it seemed kind of irrelevant to me. One thing that bogged the movie down for me were the side characters, the friends. Again, this is where these DreamWorks movies are more, for kids than for kids and adults. Because these side characters, for me, in this movie anyway, I found them really annoying. Especially Kristen Wiig's character. What's her name? Roughnut? Oh my God, she wouldn't shut up. There's a scene where she's just going on, and granted, that's the point of the scene. She's trying to annoy someone. She's trying to annoy a character in the film, and she succeeded. She annoyed that character. She also annoyed me. Which is sad, because she provided one of the funniest moments in the second movie.
That was close. Oh my. Take me.
I cracked up at that. It was hilarious. So how a character can go from being drop-dead hilarious to annoying the heck out of me, that's gotta be some form of skill. Now, of course, the animation is great, and in every animated movie I review, the same adjective always comes up, and that is beautiful. What can I say? Animated movies, especially in the past few recent years, they've gotten to the point of looking so photorealistic. I didn't see this movie in 3D. Is this movie in 3D? I don't even know if it is. I would have liked to have seen it in 3D, but of course it is still the same movie in 2D, and it looks really good. Especially when they get to the hidden world, it looked like Avatar. Props to the lighting in the hidden world, just saying. And the score was really epic too. John Powell scored all 3 of these How to Train Your Dragon movies, and he wrote a really good theme for it. It's good stuff. It fits in with the culture. It's in 12/8 time. Love me some 12/8. That's the thing about these DreamWorks movies. They might be more for kids, but their scores are always great. Like, remember the score in Shrek? Rupert Gregson-Williams? Good stuff. One last thing that bogged the movie down for me before I get to the end of this review. This is like the main thing that made this movie less than the other two for me. Is that, okay, we have a villain who's just out there who wants to do bad things. Didn't the second movie have that too? Like, the second movie had a bad guy out there who wanted to do bad things. He wanted to separate Toothless from Hiccup. Granted, both villains ultimately had different goals in mind, but they're still pretty similar in my opinion. And the pacing in this movie felt uneven to me. The first half of this movie I thought was really well paced. It took its time, especially the scene where Toothless meets the Light Fury for the first time. That was a great scene. But the second half of the movie felt rushed. Like, okay, now we gotta get the story rolling here. Boom, boom, boom. Kids' attention spans don't last forever, so let's go. So the end felt kind of anticlimactic to me, because it was going at a faster pace. It was weird. So in the end, How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World, I thought was alright. I still think the characters are really solid, and you know, the animation, the setting, the score, it's all great. Sucks you right in. But the side characters dragged it down, the uneven story dragged it down, the redundancy from this movie, from the second one. Some of the writing too was a bit cringy. For How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World, I will say, wait until this movie's at a discount theater, then go see it. I don't know what the general consensus of this movie is yet, but if most people end up liking this movie more than I do, I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe I'm bitter for some reason. I don't know. So How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World, have you seen it? What did you think about it? And what is your favorite How to Train Your Dragon movie of the three? Whatever you think, go ahead and leave a comment. And don't forget to subscribe.